Greetings and welcome to the Pampering Myself podcast. I'm your host, Pam Jones, aka Jonesy. Our mission is to empower women in every facet of life, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Join us as we explore self-care, personal growth, and holistic wellness, inspiring you to embrace your journey and nurture your inner strength. So grab your favorite snack or beverage, snuggle up in your favorite chair, and relax, because every woman deserves a little pampering. Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome back to another episode of the Pampering Myself podcast, where we prioritize self-care without apology and sip a little tea with a lot of SPF, sun protection factor. I'm your sun-loving, shade-seeking, melanated skin care bestie. And today we're talking about something that doesn't get nearly enough hype in our glow-up routines: sunscreen. Especially for my African American sisters. Yep, that little bottle that sits in the back of your medicine cabinet, or not, next to the expired cough syrup. Maybe I'm just talking about myself. But today, we're dusting it off, squeezing it out, and rubbing it into our routine like our skin depends on it. Spoiler alert, because it does. So if you don't have a bottle in your makeup bag, put it on your shopping list, because after today, you shouldn't leave home without it. Now let's get this straight. Who doesn't enjoy a bright sunny day? I know I do, as long as it's not hot. And of course, as long as I don't have to sit in it for a long period of time. In other words, as long as there's some shade where I can hide, I'm good. But here's what the science says. The sun releases two types of ultraviolet rays. That's A and B. One causes aging and the other causes burns. And together, they'll tag team your collagen faster than you can say, where that wrinkle come from? Now, I'm sure you've seen women who've had layers and layers and layers of wrinkled skin or spots on their face, neck, and or arms. And it's more prevalent on Caucasian women. Most likely, they've done a lot of sunbathing or tanning and not enough sunscreen. But no matter what the skin tone is, and yes, I'm talking to my melanin-rich sisters, we all need sunscreen. Melanin is magic, but it's not a bulletproof vest. So I'd like to share with you 4 myths people believe about sunscreen. Myth number 1, I don't need sunscreen because I'm black. While it's true that melanin, the natural pigment that gives skin its color, offers some protection against UV damage, it's not a superpower. Melanin does help shield the skin by absorbing and scattering some of those UV rays, which slightly lowers the risk of sunburn, but it doesn't eliminate the risk of sun damage, hyperpigmentation, premature aging, or skin cancer. In fact, skin cancer is often diagnosed at later stages in black individuals, not because it's more aggressive, but because the myth persists that we're not at risk. And that delay in diagnosis can lead to worse outcome. Bottom line, sunscreen isn't about avoiding sunburn. It's about long-term skin health. Whether your skin is cocoa, caramel, or espresso, SPF is your skin's daily bodyguard. Go for the broad spectrum SPF 50 or higher. And yes, every single day, even if it's cloudy or you're just running errands. Myth number 2, Nope, I only need it when it's sunny. UV rays don't take a day off. Even on cloudy, rainy, or cold days, UV rays can still reach your skin. Up to 80% of them can sneak through those clouds. And if you're near windows, water, or snow, you're getting extra exposure without even realizing it. So even when the sun looks shy, your skin still needs protection. Think of sunscreen like brushing your teeth. It's a daily habit, not just for special occasions. Myth number 3, sunscreen is just for the beach. Not even close. Sunscreen isn't just for beach days or poolside lounging. It's for everyday life. Whether you're running errands, driving, walking a dog, or sitting by a sunny window, UV rays are still doing their thing. Now that was a surprise to me, sitting by a sunny window. So even inside, the rays can penetrate through the window. Oh well, daily exposure adds up over time and can lead to dark spots, wrinkles, and skin damage, even if you're not outdoors for long. So yeah, sunscreen belongs in your morning routine, just like your favorite moisturizer or lip gloss. If you drive a lot, have you noticed the arm that's closest to the window might be darker than the other arm, or even the side of your face? It can be the same. This is more prevalent for older people because tinted windows didn't really gain popularity until the 1970s. But still, it can come through those tinted windows. Myth number 4, makeup with SPF is enough. Sorry, ladies, it's a nice bonus, but not enough on its own. Most makeup doesn't give you the full SPF protection unless you apply a thick, even layer. And let's be real, no one's caking it on that heavy, especially in the summer. So for real sun protection, use a separate sunscreen first, then apply your makeup. And think of the SPF in makeup as backup and not your main defense. Sun damage is always instant. Sometimes it shows up years later with wrinkles, age spots, and a leathery texture you didn't order. And sunburn, that's not just for Caucasian people, okay? Black folks can and do get sunburn. And the worst part, sometimes we don't even notice it until it peels like a croissant. In 2023, I was chilling on the beach in the Caribbean islands, sucking up the sun. And I had been out there for about 3 hours. And the only reason I sat that long is because I was with a group of people. And we were sitting there under this huge umbrella. Now, I had plenty of sunscreen on before we left the ship. Down my arms, my legs, my neck, and my face. And the one exposed spot I didn't put sunscreen on was the back of my neck. My blouse scooped in the back and a large area of my neck and shoulders and down my back was exposed. Well, I didn't think about it. I thought I was totally covered from the sun, but apparently not. And talk about a sunburn, although I had no pain, but it was clear I had been burnt. When I got home, I saw a dermatologist out of concern because it was a really deep, dark spot on my back. Now, she assured me for as much as she could, it was superficial and nothing to worry about. But it took about 6 months for my skin color to return to normal. Now, studies show people of color are often diagnosed with skin cancer later, which means they are in more advanced stage. Early detection equals early prevention. Now that we know the why, let's get into the what. What kind of sunscreen should we be using? Well, here's a quick cheat sheet. SPF 30 or higher. That's the baseline. It blocks about 97% of UVB rays when applied properly. But if you're spending extended time outdoors or have sensitive skin or just want a little extra protection, SPF 50 is even better, blocking up to 98%. The key is to reapply it every 2 hours, especially if you're sweating or in the water. And don't forget those easy to miss spots like your ears, your neck, your hands, and even your scalp if it's exposed. Broad spectrum. This means that the sunscreen protects against both UVA and UVB rays. And yes, you need protection from both. UV rays are the ones that burn your skin, while UVA rays go deeper and cause permanent aging, wrinkles, and long-term damage. Broad form equals full coverage. It's like having a bodyguard for your skin, not just that blocks the punches, but one that shields against sneak attacks too. It's water repellent if you sweat or swim. Mineral sunscreens, also called physical sunscreens. They use a zinc oxide or titanium dioxide to sit on top of the skin and reflect the UV rays. They're great for sensitive skin, kids, and anyone prone to irritation. The bonus is they start working immediately after you apply them. The downside, they can leave a white cast. Though many new formulas are more sheer, especially those made for deeper or darker skin tones. And then there's the chemical sunscreens. On the other hand, they absorb the UV rays and convert them into heat, which is then released from the skin. And they tend to be lighter, invisible, and easier to layer under your makeup, but they might cause irritation for some who have sensitive skin. They also require 15 to 20 minutes before you apply, before they become effective. So the best kind, the one you actually wear every day. And yes, they now make black girl-friendly sunscreens that won't leave you looking like Casper. Brands like Black Girl Sunscreen, Supergoop, Unseen, and Feeny Skin are changing the game. Now, the average adult needs more than 1 ounce. Basically, think of it like a shot glass full to cover the whole body, depending on the size of your body. So more or less than a shot glass. For the face, you want to use 2 fingers worth. And then don't forget to apply to your ears and the back of your neck, the top of your feet, that cute bald spot or part in your hair, your hands, because your hands really show age faster than the face. You'll want to apply every 2 hours. If you're out and about, and yes, reapply even if your makeup is flawless. Note, they are setting sprays with SPF in them as well. So if you don't want to necessarily rub it on, then buy the setting spray. Is sunscreen harmful? Here's some questions that you might be concerned about. The short answer, no. Sunscreen is not harmful. When used correctly, it's protective. There have been concerns about certain chemical ingredients like oxybenzone, possibly disrupting hormones or harming coral reefs. Because of that, many brands now offer reef-safe or mineral-based options that sit on top of the skin rather than being absorbed. So if you have sensitive skin, allergies, or prefer clean beauty, stick with fragrance-free, broad-spectrum mineral sunscreens because they're safe, effective, and gentle. Now, what's actually harmful? Skipping sunscreen. UV exposure is a proven cause of skin cancer, permanent aging, and hyperpigmentation. And that damage builds up over time, even if you can't see it right away. So here are some facts that will hopefully encourage you to take this topic seriously. Skin cancer remains the most common cancer in the United States, with over 9,500 people diagnosed daily. Approximately 1 in 5 Americans will develop skin cancer by age 70. And this information is provided at skincancer.org. It's estimated that nearly 105,000 new cases of melanoma will occur in 2025. That's the most dangerous form of skin cancer, and it will be diagnosed with about 8,430 deaths expected. Basal cell carcinoma, which is BCC, is the most common type, accounts for approximately 3.6 million cases annually. And that information can also be located on cancer.org. Early detection significantly improves treatment outcomes. Regular skin exams by a dermatologist can identify these suspicious lesions before they become life-threatening. As always, self-examinations are also critical. Monitoring your skin monthly for new or changing moles can lead to early diagnosis. If you have risk factors such as fair skin, a history of sunburns, numerous moles, or a family history of skin cancer, annual professional screenings are especially important. Remember, skin cancer can affect anyone, regardless of your skin tone. Regular screenings and sun protection are key steps in safeguarding your health. I hope today's episode gives you a fresh new outlook on why sunscreening isn't just for pool days or light-skinned individuals. It's an everyday act of love for your beautiful melanin-rich skin too. Remember, glowing up starts with showing up for your skin, and SPF is one of the simplest ways to do that. If you learned something new or had an aha moment, be sure to share this episode with a friend or leave a review. Let's keep spreading that sunscreen is self-care in a bottle, and it belongs in every bag, every season. I encourage you to consider going to a dermatologist to even just have, if it's once a year or once every so many years, have an examination and let them do a full body exam for moles, spots, anything abnormal that may appear on your skin, because you never know. A lot of times we just look at something and say, oh, where did that come from? A mole that might start out small and grow. Most times we don't look or evaluate or seek out this information. We just let things happen. And that's why when we get to the doctor's office, we're at a stage 3 or a stage 4, nothing can be done. So the whole premise of this podcast is to encourage self-care. And that does not always mean sitting by a pool or sipping on a margarita. Well, for me, that might be martini, or whatever it is that you find to be relaxing or encouraging. It's about our health. So I'm encouraging you to do whatever exams is necessary. Back in the day, people referred to those who went to every doctor under the sun as a hypochondriac. Be a hypochondriac, whatever you want to call it, because there's so much going on around in the world, in our environment, that affects our health. And so hopefully you got something out of it. If you just go see a dermatologist one time and let them do a full body exam, just for sake. peace of mind. Until next time, keep shining and keep pampering yourself from the inside out. Goodbye.